So at the Dera, the Aarti is happening, which is a ceremony where there are flowers and gems and jewels and lights and lamps on a platter of silver, and is the priests in the Durga temple, for example, will wave this platter in front of the goddess and pray to her. So they come to a Sikh arti, and the little girl doesn't understand it because she's used to doing this to an idol, the idol of Durga. So she doesn't understand it. So she turns to Bhai Buddha, who's a little older than her. He's still about 11 years old. And she says, how can you have an arti without an idol? So this is Bhai Buddha's explanation. We call him Bhai Buddha, by the way, because Buddha means old. And he's always been old. The reason why he is part of Sikh history is that he comes to Guru Nanak, and Guru Nanak says to him, why are you coming to the temple? Why don't you play like other children? And he came to the Dera when he was 6 years old. He says, his story is, he said, I saw my mother collecting wood for fire. And I noticed that the tiny little kindling, the small pieces of wood, caught fire first. So how do we know that I may be little? How do I know that I'm not going to die any time? Because when the emperor's army came through our village, they destroyed all our crops, including the saplings. Now, I'm just a sapling. I'm just kindling. I don't know when I'm going to die. So his spiritual awakening happened very early. So he stayed with Guru Nanak, and he grew to be the great Bodhi tree that he became. He is a fascinating character. So let me read to you Bhai Buddha's explanation of the Aarti and the Sikh concept of it. So Bhai Buddha says to Amro, this little child, who's really a sweetheart, he says, we pray to Akal Purakh, the primeval creative spirit embodied and personified by the human imagination, but not limited by it. We pray to Akal Purakh, who doesn't have clay noses and fake eyes like your idols. No hands and feet and face? Then how do you see and touch her feet? Amro asks. Akal Purakh has many feet and faces and hands, but no hand or feet or face. Akal Purakh's faces and feet are the faces of every human and creature that lives in the universe. This is Guru Nanak's concept of God permeating every little thing, including this virus. Even my feet are Akal Purakh's feet? Amro asks, looking at her mud-stained feet. Yes, and mine too, Buddha answers. While Amro stands staring at her feet, stunned with awe, the musicians tune their instruments, clear their throats, and begin. With the first sounds of the vibrating strings, a silence falls in the courtyard. In the night sky above the courtyard, the orange-hued bowl of the crescent moon lingers before setting. Stars sparkle brightly. The Aarti begins. Everyone joining in, their voices ringing and rising in adoration. And this is what they sing. The sky is the plate. The moon and stars are the lamps and jewels. The forests of sandalwood are the temple incense. All the plants and flowers of the earth are offerings to you, O luminous beloved, Lord of the universe, destroyer of fear.